Howdy, y'all. It is another Maharaj video. It's chapter 25. Hold on to I am. So, for the most part, yeah, this conversation really is, like I say, this whole book, nailing hammering the nail home of this point of I am, and this conversation is really like another point of it. There's a couple of interesting quotes I do want to say from here. There's a couple of points actually I do talk about that I do find interesting. Um, for example, Maharaj, they talk about self-forgetting and self-knowing, and this relationship between the two. It's very fascinating because so the questioner at one point says, "To forget, one must know. Did I know who I am before I forgot it?" Maharaj, of course, self-forgetting is inherent in self-knowing. Consciousness and unconsciousness are two aspects of one life. They coexist. To know the world, you forget the self. To know the self, you forget the world. What is the world after all? A collection of memories. Cling to one thing that matters. Hold on to I am. Let go of all else. This is sadhana. In realization, there is nothing to hold on to and nothing to forget. Everything is known. Nothing is remembered. And then another point interesting. Then right after is the questioner, what is the cause of self-forgetting? Maharaj, there is no cause because there is no forgetting. Mental states succeed one another and each obliterates the previous one. Self-remembering is a mental state and self-forgetting is another. They alternate like day and night. Reality is beyond both. And in fact, what's interesting, and this keeps going on. In fact, Maharaj even claims later on, he says, there is no such thing as not knowing. There's only forgetting. What is wrong with forgetting? It is as simple to forget as to remember. So I just find this view of like remembering and forgetting. I just found this part particularly interesting. It's just not that I had never really thought about all of this like this before. It was a genuinely new perspective on just kind of that relationship and that dichotomy that I had never really considered. So, like I said, I mean, even after all, 25 chapters saying like, yeah, you're still, even though it's the hammer and the nail, there's a reason why this is an effective method. For me, yeah, I found that part really um, interesting. In fact, the questioner asks later on, you say at the root of the world is self-forgetfulness. To forget, I must remember. What did I forget to remember? I have not forgotten that I am. Maharaj, this I am too may be part of the illusion. Which is interesting, the whole book and everything, right? Questioner, how can it be? You cannot prove to me that I am not, even when conceived that I am not, I am. Huh? Right? And then Maharaj, reality can neither be proved or disproved. Within the mind you cannot, beyond the mind you need not. In the real, let me turn the page here. In the real, the question what is real does not arise. The unmanifest saguna and unmanifested niguna are not different. And they start throwing quick terms in here. But yeah, so this part of it, I want to say like this whole idea of this forgetfulness and even just claiming of not knowing, and it's all, this part of it is very interesting to me. I don't necessarily reject, I mean, like I said, I came to this book just very open-minded. I don't try to be like, oh, it's the truth, but like, you kind of be the truth, like sometimes you read something and it's like, wow, and so like the rest of this, there's a couple other points in here, and it's a pretty good conversation overall. They talk about bliss and beauty, uh, birth, rebirth, death. Um, and like at the very end, they talk about yogis versus bogies. Bhogi. The questionnaire even says the perfect renouncer, yogi, will find reality. The perfect enjoyer, bohogi, I don't know how you say it. Like I say, Bhogi. Just let me know how to pronounce that. Also, will come to it. Um, and then even Maharaj says, how can it be? Aren't they contradictory? And the questioner, the extremes meet. To be a perfect bhogi is more difficult than to be a perfect yogi. I am a humble man, and I cannot venture judgments of value. Both the yogi and the bhogi, after all, are concerned with the search of happiness. The yogi wants the permanent, the bhogi is satisfied with the intermediate. Often the bhogi strives harder than the yogi. And yeah, and at the end they talk about pain, pleasure. Um, I think I just want to end it on this. Once again, this chapter ends on a Maharaj quote, and honestly, this quote is just good for like the whole series as a whole so far. Like this is a good way of like if you want to like try to summarize to someone like, okay, what's this whole I am Maharaj thing about? This is a good quote to use. I highly recommend using this quote. Maharaj, give up all questions except one. Who am I? After all, the only fact you are sure of is that you are. The I am is certain. The I am this is not. Discover all that you are not. Body, feelings, thoughts, time, space, this or that. Nothing concrete or abstract, which perceive can be you. Have firm conviction that you are pure consciousness. So, yeah. Like I said, I think that's a perfect summary of everything so far and probably throughout the entire series. So, yeah, and like I say, there's it seems like there's this new few points here and there that is new for me at least that I find interesting. So it's definitely like I say, I'm getting a lot of value out of this book. It's a really awesome book. 25 chapters in, and there's like so many more, but I'm looking forward to it. It's been fun, and I look forward to seeing y'all at the next video. So, peace.